Okay, so quick tutorial so you know roughly what you're doing on here. When you've downloaded it, it should open up and look something like this. Yes, I'm at home working on this. That's perfectly fine. It might ask you to verify your account just by putting your school email in. That's perfectly fine. They do that. Once this is all connected, you should have this window that comes up here. Computing, mathematics, science. We want technology, obviously. We will be dealing with basic circuits and a little bit of the electronics. We're going to start on basic circuits here, though. So click that one, okay. And it gives you this little window here. We're going to do a new one. Now you have this comes up. This is actually quite handy, this bit here. So we've got pictorial components that come up. These can be quite useful. I'm going to start off with these actually before we get to the symbol components. Obviously on your actual worksheet in the PowerPoint, it shows you the symbol components. Just to give you a general idea, this is normally one of the easier ways to work with it. So we've got our first component over there, which is a 9-volt battery, which we can see there. And it brings in just a giant 9-volt battery. This is a nice kind of real visual way of using it. So if you're still a little bit new to it and you struggle to understand it, you can start off like this if you want. Then I'm going to bring in a switch there with 2 connecting points. I'm going to drag that down a little bit further here. And then the final one was a light, so filament lamp. And I'm going to bring that in there like so. Now it's a bit hard to connect them up, so I'm going to connect the battery to the lamp like it is in the diagram on the PowerPoint, the battery to the switch, and then finally the switch down to the lamp. Now very basically that's the circuit that we've drawn there, just in its obviously symbol view. And as you can see there, at that point there, the circuit is open, and as I press the button, it closes the circuit and the light turns on. It's quite a little bit of fun there. You can turn it off and on and show how it works. Now I'm going to get rid of all that quickly, just to give you a general idea. Let's get rid of it all. Right, as a basic understanding, you can use the pictorial components if you want to, but I prefer using the symbols, and that's really what we need to understand here. So if you look on the diagram, this might be a little bit easier actually, because the diagram on the PowerPoint has the exact symbols. Here we have our battery symbol, and we bring it in, and it looks exactly like what we have on our PowerPoint there. Then the next one is a switch. There's different types of switches. You want this one. We're not going too advanced just yet. Simple on-off switch, like so. And then the final one was a lamp. A bulb, which is one with the X in it, not to be confused with the LED switches that you can see here. We're just dealing with simple bulbs for now. And then I connect that up just like I can see it there in the PowerPoint. Oh, what have I done there? There we go, that's better. And there we have our circuit. If you look at the one on the PowerPoint, it's pretty much exactly as it is. And so we can test our circuit by, again, switch is open, close it, and the light lights up, open and close. So that was the first task, just to construct a simple circuit on Yenka using these parts here. Now, the next part was now to try and modify it and see what happens if we take away this bulb and we replace it with a buzzer. Like so. And again, it's open, so there's nothing there. When we turn it on, yep, nice, super annoying buzzing noise. Real low tone there. Turn it off, goes away again. Turn it on, and there you go. Same principle, we've got our switch there, our power switch, but instead of a light output, it's now a sound output. And then after the buzzer, it says take that away. This is where we're going to go up to here. This is basic circuits. I'm going to change that because we're going to go to electronics at this point, a little bit more advanced. I say more advanced, there's just more choices there. So if we go into the electronics section and go down there, we have obviously basic components, inputs, digital processors. Now it's the outputs that we want, not the lights. We don't want lights, we've done that. We don't want sound. Here we go, drivers. And no, it's not the drivers, sorry. Mechanical it's under now. And there we've got a series of motors. So I'm going to grab any one of these motors, doesn't really matter which one it is, that one there, and connect it up. Now this one's a little bit more interesting. Watch what happens to that. So right now it's not doing nothing. When I close the switch, it starts to spin because it's a motor, it spins around. Watch this little red part here, there and there. As I turn it off, the power trickles away, and you'll see it's still spinning, but in a minute, it's going to start to slow down because the momentum's gone, and eventually our motor will stop. It's still going, stopped, there we go. So again, that worked a little bit differently, you notice, from obviously the light and the buzzer, because there was that obviously momentum in it. Even though you cut the power off, it was rolling to a stop. It needed that kind of the friction to slow it down and stop fully on that one. Now, there are some motors where you can have an additional component in there to make it stop instantly. We won't get into that for now. That's basically all you need to do for this. Have a play around with the simple component parts, make that first circuit and the 2 modifications, and then you're all done for today.